Hello, our dear viewers. We welcome you specially to another edition of our discussion program, Clearview Hangout, where we analyze and dissect critical issues from within and outside the country without fear or favor. I am your host, Gloria Atta, and with me in the studio are my brilliant colleagues, Imefono Korn and Abiola Alafe. We begin today's program from the hallowed chambers of the National Assembly, where reports reaching us say that Nigeria's Senate President Godswill Akpabio has returned to Nigeria after what his media office described as a short vacation in London. Upon his return, Akpabio dismissed the social media reports that he was critically ill and hospitalized abroad. The Senate President, who arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, at about 4 a.m. this Monday, was received at the presidential wing by senators, aides, and supporters. The 62-year-old leader had attended the 6th World Conference of Speakers of Parliament in Geneva, Switzerland, from July 29 to 31st, before proceeding to
there were lots and lots of rumors. Where is the Senate President? so I said, oh, I thought people didn't love me. so I had thousands of calls from everywhere. And I kept saying, I'm okay, I'm okay. And they said, are you sure? Are you sure? One particular emir, I won't mention in them, His Royal Majesty. He said, okay, if you're okay, put it on video. No video. He said, put it on video. Let me see your face. So I did, and we started laughing. He said, okay, I'm satisfied.
Okay, so ladies, we've seen that video. What would you make of this video? How would you describe what I would call, an obsession with foreign hospitals among public office holders in Nigeria?
Well, first, Akpabio said, he came out to say that the rumor, what people are saying about his health is just rumor, that he wasn't sick. So we cannot conclude that Akpabio is actually sick, since he has not agreed to that. When it comes to the public figure going to foreign hospital, I just feel it's because they don't have trust with what we have here. They don't know, they feel we don't have the best hands to treat them well, and because they have also failed in the sense that they have not put our own hospital in order, so they feel it's not the best place for them to go to and all that. This is my own opinion anyway. I think the only thing I always thank God when they travel abroad for treatment, I always thank God for one thing, because when you abandon this one, you didn't put your own in order. You want to go to where people fix their own. They always go there and they don't come back. They say, I cannot say that I'm completely happy. I don't wish anybody dead. But the problem is this: when you go there and those people, they've put their structure in order, and you go there, what do you expect the common man to do? So when you get there, anything you see, so even with the fact that they feel these people they have the best hands, and if you look at it, they said the best hand, the so-called best hands that they claim these people have, they're even Nigerians. So imagine if they bring these best hands back home and they put our own hospital in order, and these people are here, even if it's just one hospital, okay, just like Senate presidents now. I know you tried in Akpabio. If you enter Akpabio, you can testify to that. He put some structures in place. But even if as a Senate president or as a president, just like the last time Buhari died outside Nigeria, they brought him back. Imagine a president, for that matter. You can't just fix, even in this hospital, just fix it and say, it's for me and my family. You can bring in the best hands. And when you have issues of going outside, you go there and treat yourself instead of going, because now the money they will take them there, and it's still money they will take them, this money they will bring the cost back. So all those things, if the money now goes to our own account, we can also use it to do something in Nigeria.
I see Abiola affirming.
It's actually true what you said. We are not investing in our own institutions in Nigeria. You see, a lot of times doctors come out to say they want to go on strike, nurses say they want to go on strike. Why? Because of maybe unpaid salaries, working conditions, and these things are things that are supposed to be the norm. This is why you see our people that were trained, we trained them, they were schooled in Nigeria. They will now travel abroad, and then you see what they call brain drain. Then they go abroad, and then those people utilize what we invested in. It's such a shame that we can't have hospitals that we can boast of, that our nationals can actually use and say, oh, this is somewhere where. But the truth is, Nigerians, we are talented. We have a lot of brains, but the way we run the government is not, we are not seeing results. If you go to hospitals now, a lot of these, what do you call them now? The best hands, the ones that have actually risen, the consultants, yes. A lot of consultants, you will discover that maybe in an hospital like Federal Medical Center, for example, in a department, you may have like one consultant. Why? Because all of them have traveled out because of a better working condition.
You know that apart from that, some of the doctors that are even on ground, they have their own private hospital. So if you go to Federal Hospital now, they will tell you, they will now refer you, they said your case cannot be handled here. Can you go to this hospital? That's their own hospital. Of course. So they will now frustrate you in the Federal Hospital so that you can go to their own. So the money will now go to them instead of the federal account.
But sincerely, I will not even call it frustration, because what do you call a situation where you go to a government-owned hospital and they want to carry out an operation on a patient and they have to use torchlight, and then you have cases of, oh, NEPA took light before they put on the gen, and we've seen people lose their lives in the process, and you're like, this thing could have been avoided. Why can't we have a standby gen? This is somebody's life you are playing with. Have a standby gen that will come on just the instant NEPA takes light. We just play with people's lives, and that's why they are scared. That's why they keep traveling abroad, because these things that should be put in place are not in place. Light.
And sometimes I feel, you shouldn't even blame some of these doctors. Sometimes when some of them, have saved certain amount of money, they'll be like, okay, even if I buy a generator for the hospital, I'm not going to get the accolades. So, a lot of people generally are selfish. Everybody wants to build something for themselves, so they would rather use that money to invest, to have a structure that would be of benefit to them in the long run. However, there's something also very interesting about our public officials always traveling outside the country. Another thing is it a crime for our public officials to come out and say, this is what is wrong with me? Because in other climes, in other parts of the world, when their leaders are ill, they come out to the public, they release a statement. There was a time Biden and even Trump recently had, I can't really remember what he had. Was it an infection or something? And then there was a statement from the White House saying that he's not feeling so well. But then in Nigeria here, the case is different. Like for Akpabio, of course, we are not, just like Ime has said, we are not saying it categorically that he was ill, but there were so many videos that emerged in recent times where he was seen, using walking sticks. He was always wearing dark shades, and he wasn't looking very, very coordinated. You can tell that he wasn't, in his best shape health-wise. But then here we are seeing a video of him saying all was well. He just decided that was the time when he was using a walking stick. That was when he decided to go on a vacation to London. So why is it that our public officials, they do not like to come out to say what is wrong with them? Do you have anything you think could be the reason?
I don't think there's anything wrong in you saying, "Oh, I'm not feeling." It's like they are afraid of how they don't want us to view them as they are incapable of performing their duties at the time. But in all sincerity, this is what leaders do. You are accountable. You should just, okay, for example, when the president was campaigning for election and people were saying he's not too well, he has this issue, he has like this and that, and from some videos, and this are normal. If you are not feeling well and you think this thing, your health, you won't be able to handle it, sit back. But here, this sit tight syndrome, we just want to hold on to power, we want to be at, I think that's the fear.
I feel like Akpabio may not want to say it, because see the way people were celebrating when Buhari died. He knows that with the drama that has been going on between him and Natasha, there is no how he will declare his health challenge that people will not celebrate, because he knows Nigerians are not happy. He knows. Or that the former vice president, when he had the issue, he did the operation, it was in Nigeria here. He used that to challenge other leaders. Even Obasanjo also used Nigerian hospital. And each time they visit some of these, they make use of these hospitals, they used to say it out for people to know that, okay, them too, they patronize made in Nigeria. So Akpabio may not want to say it, because you saw the celebration when Buhari died. And was it not last week or a week before last, when the issue of his health challenge came online, people were celebrating. He did not die. People are already celebrating. So I guess it's because he does not want people to, because there's a way people will start talking. Now maybe he may just die. He's scared.
Well, if you don't have cockroaches in your cupboard, why should you be scared about putting up some of this information?
Sickness is inevitable for anybody. Like them that are even public figure, I expect them to fall sick because they don't rest the way we do. They attend meetings at night. They go here, and all that. And looking at their age, at this stage, even someone like Tinubu said, because of his health, he needs to slow down. Because one day, before you know, they will just break down. That's why some of them, before you know, because of accumulated stress, they break down. It's inevitable. Anybody can fall sick, anybody can die.
Yeah, so the thing is just to come out and say it, because they are public officials, so they owe us a responsibility. If they were regular citizens, we wouldn't be concerned about what is happening to them, but because they are public officials, they are office holders, so they have to come out to state it, tell us everything happening in their lives. However, when you talked about Akpabio and Natasha, there is an unconfirmed report that's currently making the round, and this report says that Akpabio's family members are accusing Senator Natasha of attacking Akpabio spiritually. Is there anything like spiritual attack when it comes to sickness?
Well, that's you can't. That's like, how do you accuse? Do you arrest the person for witchcraft or what? It's unfounded. It's not something you can. If there is spiritual power, you to go for your own instead of accusation, because you can't prove anything. You can't prove anything. I don't think it's baseless as far as I'm concerned.
You can go to the police station and say, I saw you in my dream.
The thing there is that we are Africans and we know what we can do. The power we have. See, sometimes forget about the fact that we are doing Christianity. These things, some things that happen, things that happen. That's just the truth. Do you know, before I used to have this belief that when people die, in my place, I always say this one is a witch. It was this person that killed this person. It was sometimes some people will even come out to say it was me, so that you know that they have power. But when my mother died, the pastor that came to arrange for the funeral, he opened a scripture where he said, God keeps and God kills, he keeps, and all that. So I now realize that when people die, it was God that allowed that person to go. Some of us, some things that happened to us in the past that you even think, can I survive this? You made it. It wasn't time. I just feel when it is time, everybody will answer the call. So this accusation now is baseless. They're just trying to make Natasha has been quiet for a while now. Maybe they just want her to talk. They want to hear her voice. They're missing her voice. Because will you not say Akpabio is strong? Natasha is stronger than Akpabio when it comes to maybe like witchcraft or maybe power. Everybody know where they belong. If you're serving God, you know your God should be powerful. If you are doing Mami Wata, you should know that. So if you feel this person is using other means to attack you, you too use what you believe can work for you. So now would they now arrest Natasha and take her to police station, or they will take her to court that you should leave Akpabio alone? No, that one I just feel they just want Natasha to talk. There's no issue there. There's nothing to even talk about.
However, our judicial system does not even recognize anything like that, except maybe someone wants to try. Probably we could start demanding for a review, but still talking about Natasha, there have been a lot of reports as well about marginalization of women in politics. So this conversation has been on for donkey years, and even currently in the Senate, women have barely 3%. I saw a report that says we have just about 3.75% representation in the Nigerian Senate. So we have just 4 senators, and out of the 4 senators, the 4 female senators we have currently, Natasha and Ireti Kingibe, they are the only ones who a lot of people know. I don't think the average Nigerian even knows the 2 other women and the seats that they represent. However, there are reports that they are actually suppressed. Do you think these allegations are baseless, or there's an atom of truth in these allegations?
Well, when the Senate or even the House of Reps looks like a male-dominated environment, so the few women that are there, they want to this male dominance. Even for them to talk, it's a bit, in this part of the world, we've not really believed so much in women going into politics. So those few, for you to receive a backing from your family members, from your husband, it's a lot. So it would have taken a lot for these 4 to come this far. Imagine what Natasha has faced. Women are not a lot of women are built to do that. She has really stood tall as a woman to fight in a world that is dominated by men.
Yes.
So you find a few women going into this. So the few ones that have gone there, you see the wars that they have been. Ireti Kingibe is fighting left, right, and center. Natasha is, and these people, you can see they are very active, but they have not been given enough room to even administer, to even play their role in the house. So I think that the women are majorly marginalized in politics, not just in the Senate, in the states. How many female, have we ever had a female president in Nigeria? No. Is it against the law?
Of course not.
The thing there is that the way I look at politics, the way they do politics in Nigeria is not friendly. It's more violence. So which woman will want to be going to some places to meet with some of these boys that you feel can kill and all that? Our hearts is soft. We are not like men. Our politics is more violent than the peaceful part of it. So that's why women cannot fit in. Even women themselves don't even support women. Recently I went for events. It was women event, so I called a particular woman. I was trying to talk to her. I said she should let me hear her own side of the story about Natasha. She refused to talk. After the whole thing, she was just talking, going up, coming down. When she finished off camera, she told me, "It's me you want to put in front. You want to kill me before my time." So that is it. The few women that are coming out, you see, like Aisha Yusufu, you see the kind of attack she is receiving. So if you come out as a woman, you say you want to be fully involved in politics, they will attack you.
Okay, so just hold that thought. So for our viewers who are watching us out there, our phone lines are currently open. So if you have any thoughts, you have any contributions you want to make, you can just dial the number that is currently being displayed on your screen, or you just leave a comment on our social media platforms. Yep. So
So as I was saying,
Yes.
okay, the kind of politics they play here is not accommodating for women. Women themselves don't even believe in themselves. They don't even trust each other. During politics, how many women do you see that will come out and say, okay, I'm voting? Instead, you even say, leave that one, that she's always doing that. Because as a woman, if you are successful in politics, they feel your body is involved.
Not just politics, in every area.
They feel, like what happened to Beta Edu? They were blaming her now.
Okay, so we have a caller. Let's hear from him.
So as I was saying, okay. Hello?
Hello? Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Bayo.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so let's hear what you have to say.
Yes, I want to really appreciate you ladies, and I also want to contribute to the discourse, as regards women in politics. It shockings me the way at which you position women being victim.
Okay.
Being victims. Have you ever asked why women thrive in the economic space, in health, in all other space of life apart from politics? Have you ever asked the question? It's because in politics they want the power to be given to them, and power is not served a la carte. If they can do well in the economic space, another space, they should be able to do in politics. But then, when you're talking about the issue of Natasha, he who alleges must prove. You allege that somebody sexually harassed you. There's the proof. Up till now, we're still waiting for proof. They're just jumping from one TV station to another. It's the only TV station that he has not visited. It's Akpabio. We are expecting to still come to Akpabio to come and talk, but that's not what we are saying. What we are saying is that prove it. Prove it. You said, remember the likes of Binta Gaba in the Senate, the likes of Demisola Saraki, beautiful women, confident, articulate. They never mentioned all these things that we are witnessing now. The first time she got to the Senate, they gave her juicy ministry, juicy committee. Did she talk? I'm not going to be against any man. I'm not going to talk down any woman, that is being harassed. But every woman must have a courage, must have self-dignity. So it's not about because they change your seat. That's when you now remember that somebody harassed you sexually.
No, but
so hello, I can hear you.
I can hear you too. The thing is, there is a build-up to this issue, which she has already, stated in her various interviews. And these evidences she said she has, I would want to believe that she wants to present them in court, because the judge is the one who is supposed to see these evidences and not the average Nigerian. And you were saying that women want power to be given to them. I take exception to that. We have a lot of women that are working really, really hard on every space, on every fora. So
I want to believe you misconceived. What I'm saying is that women in other phases of life, they are doing very well in music, in health, in education, in the economy. But it's only in politics that women want power to serve to them, to be given to them. This affirmative, 35% affirmative. No, everybody must plug it out. You are going to represent people. It's not going to be like it's easy, let's give it to her. No. We have the likes of Pelosi, we have the likes of Hillary Clinton. They're doing very well. We have the likes of Patricia Ete. They're doing very well. So we need to allow the women to flex it out with the men. But the truth of the matter is, will the husband allow them to do all that? That's the question. But saying that a whole constituency should be given to women on a la carte. That will never happen. It will never happen.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lastly,
Okay.
that because all of you are fair, all the ladies there are fair. But I think the tallest one among you was talking about two things. The one I will agree with her, the other one I will seriously disagree. The one I will agree is about the issue of witch or that cannot be proved. If you can't go to police station to say somebody bewitched you, there's no basis for that.
Of course.
I agree with that. But on the other part, which talked about Akpabio, see, it's only in Nigeria that I see that we wish our leaders bad. If anybody can fall sick, if you look at today, Akpabio came back from abroad, and there is no written anywhere that I must go to hospital in Nigeria, because the oath of allegiance in Nigeria is zero. It's zero. It is in this country that we saw somebody that went to work in a politician's house and he started videoing and sent it out. There's no oath of secrecy again in Nigeria. Even doctors will leak the health condition of their patient out because he's a politically somebody that is a politically exposed person. So until we get, that is why you see most of our leaders going out to get treatment where there will be secrecy. Anybody can fall sick. Anybody, even you girls that are there, you have one ailment or the other. I know they said now, by the blood of Jesus, I will not get. But everybody have one thing or the other that is affecting her or him. So we shouldn't celebrate the demise of our leaders or the health issues of our leaders. It is not good. It is satanic. It is disheartening. It is backwarding. You don't see that in other clients. It's only in Nigeria.
All right.
Very well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Him is talking about, they said women want power to be given to them for free. But he shouldn't expect us to be 50-50 between, as in, women and men. We don't have, because now as a married woman, will you leave your children just like that? But a man can just wake up and leave his house. A woman she needs to put things in order. So if they say these are the conditions for you to get to certain political office, it should not be 50-50. Men should bring it down for women. It should not be 50-50.
Okay, we have another caller. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Clearview Hangout.
Thank you. My name is Rita.
Okay, welcome Rita. Let's hear your thoughts.
So, I would like to say that's a good program you guys are having. But to add some things, I think our officials owe us a duty to be accountable when it comes to their health and their wealth. Because they are using taxpayers' money to finance some of those things, their travels, their hospital visits even. And then also the last call that I called said something about women want power handed over to them. But I'm glad you included something very special. It said, when their husbands allow them, the society is rigged against a woman, mostly in this part of the world. So the meetings we have, the things we do, asking politicians, everybody believes you are not morally grounded. So even when we push, society primarily don't support them as much. So it becomes a difficult place to be. That's why I support this new bill that hopefully we assign to. At least we can start from there. If you have compulsory sleep, and those who will start picking up, hopefully the society will be kinder to women who will decide to embark on these studies.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling, Rita. Wow. So this conversation is just taking different turns. But just like you were saying before the caller came in, Nigeria is a deeply patriarchal society, so we can't really demand for 50-50 equality right now. We can only demand for equity in a way, yes, because you have to take into consideration the strengths and the weaknesses of everybody and ensure that you carry everybody along. And that is the reason why we have the demands for the 35% affirmative action and every other, you know, demands that we keep putting out, just to ensure that there is equal participation for every member of the society, of course including the youths. So it's been an interesting conversation so far. However, we would be moving to yet another issue that dominated the media space last week. I call it the kata in the aviation sector. But before we come back to this, let's go on a short break.
August, on Sunday, I boarded a flight from Uyo to Lagos. So when we're inside the aircraft, the normal procedure happened. The lady Juliana was telling everybody from the front, like from the front seats, coming to the back because I was at the back. So she came to me. She said she came to me. So while she came to when she was coming forward, so she came and I was struggling to put my phone. I was putting my phone on flight mode. So she said no, that I have to put it off. So I told her that one of my phones, because I was with two phones, one of my phones is for a fault. The phone is bad. The power button is bad precisely. So I showed her that the power button is bad. So she said I can put off my phone without the power button. I said okay. So she said I should go to my settings. So while she was telling me go to your settings and all that, I went to my settings. So she said go to your general. So while trying to do that, the pressure from her,
You're welcome back from that break. If you're just joining us, this is Clearview Hangout on Clearview News Desk. So we're talking about Comfort Emerson, the Ibom Air passenger involved in a widely publicized altercation on August 10, 2025. So now she has recently shared her side of the story after being released from Kirikiri prison. The incident began when Emerson was accused of refusing to switch off her phone, which led to a confrontation with a flight attendant named Juliana. She claims the situation escalated upon landing in Lagos, where she was physically restrained, her clothes were torn, and she was humiliated, with videos of the incident going viral online. Emerson stated she was provoked, admitting to, reacting out of anger, but denying being a nuisance. Let's take a look at her own side of the story. All right, so we've listened to Comfort's own side of the story. What do you make of, all the brouhaha that has happened in the last 1 week?
Well, we've all seen different versions. Some passengers on the plane gave their side of the story, but there was something that Very Dark Man said, that I really believe that would have helped.